morning. I'm Councillor Jayne Dunn and I'm chairing today's licensing subcommittee on Monday the 14th of November. I nearly said February then. No, it is my sister's birthday, so I should have remembered that. Good morning. We'll do some introductions first. As I said, I'm Jayne Dunn and I'm the chair.
Morning, my name's Cliff Woodcraft and I'm one of the councillors.
I'm Councillor Henry Nottage, I'm a member of the committee.
Morning, Samantha Bond, Legal Advisor to the subcommittee.
I'm Jack Riseyboy and I'm shadowing Sam.
Good morning, I'm Jayne Goff from Licensing and I'll be presenting the report today.
And I'm Chris Turgoose and I'm a resident. Chris Turgoose. I'm not used to these microphones.
And my name's Ian Smith. I'm the chair of the Botanical Gate Community Association. Thank you.
I'm Philippa Bedette from Democratic Services.
So we all know each other now. That's great. I'm going to hand it over to Jayne to introduce. You can just turn your microphone.
Oh, yes.
Thanks, Jayne. Okay, so just a bit of an update really, because it's quite a bit's happened over the weekend that I've not been able to get in touch with you about. Unfortunately, the applicant has, since obviously writing the report and sending all the hearing notices out, the applicant has advised that communication between himself and the landlord of the premises has broken down and that he didn't want to go ahead with the hearing today. However, I need to obviously have the informal wording that he wants to withdraw the application altogether because there's still an open application to determine, and sadly I've not had that response back from him as yet. So we are still here to come together as a hearing, but he's not going to be here because obviously he's told me in so many words that he's no longer going ahead with it, but he's not confirmed that in writing as yet. So we're a bit of a stalemate at the moment.
Thank you, Jayne. We had a little bit of a chat beforehand, and what we're going to propose is that we defer it. It looks, as Jayne was saying, that the application could be withdrawn, but we need it confirming in writing. So, members of the committee, do you concur?
Yes.
Thank you. What we're going to do is just have this, because it is being webcast, we're going to have this kind of legally checked through to make sure it's okay.
Thank you, Chair. Yeah, just without that formal clarification, we feel that any decision we make today without confirmation from the applicant wouldn't be a fair and just decision. So, like the Chair said, if we can defer it for a couple of weeks, give us an opportunity to obtain that clarification from the applicant, and as will likely happen, the hearing will just fall away. So we'll probably propose a date to you, but it'll likely just fall away if you're happy with that as well.
Yes, I understand. Obviously, it's a surprise to lots of us, so I completely understand. But equally well, one of the objections that residents have to the proposal was the poor quality of communication on the letters of notification that were affixed to the property. And we actually had to write to the council for clarification of exactly what was being applied for, because there were two contrasting premises being requested. So could we as residents request that if an application does come in and go forward, could it be checked so that what actually goes up on the premises is actually what they're applying for? Because that did upset a lot of residents, because they were told it was going to be a supermarket and then the notification went up for basically a nightclub, and it confused and upset a lot of people.
I saw in the report about regulated entertainment and I was myself a little bit confused as to why that was being applied for. But yeah, definitely going forwards, if there is anything that's still outstanding and looks ambiguous, then we will certainly clarify that, definitely. Thank you for raising it.
Have you anything to add there, Jayne, onto that about the notices?
Just that it was brought to our attention because you did contact us, didn't you? And in terms of notices being placed in regards or in relation to applications, they have to match what's in the application. Otherwise, it invalidates the whole legal process, if you like, because legislatively they have to do things in a certain way with certain paper and certain wording. So if it's not right, then it invalidates the whole thing. So, but I'm glad you did bring it to our attention, because obviously the notices didn't match with what was being applied for, but we got there in the end. But by all means, get in touch at any time if you needed to.
One of my residents did photograph the two different notices and circulated it around the group. So we have photographic evidence that one thing was applied for, then it was changed and it was a different thing that was applied for. So yes, it was confusing.
If I can just reassure you that evidence like that is the evidence that we would consider as a committee. Do you know? So it isn't if things aren't clear and transparent, that is the job of the committee, and that is what we hear, because everything has to be done to the book. Do you know? And we're aware that people do change. It happens in planning all the time as well. However, it can be very, very confusing to you. So please accept my apologies for traipsing you out on a Monday morning. But it looks like you've had a nice coffee anyway. So, water. Well, maybe you should go for a coffee then. But nice to meet you, and I hope that we get some clarity shortly, and you will be informed. Okay, so we are deferring this. Okay, there's nothing else to say apart from have a lovely rest of the week, everyone, and that was probably the shortest hearing under my stewardship anyway, but thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you. This closes today's meeting. Bye-bye.